Welcome to the channel. This week is brought to you from the steep hills of Bikepark 417, but this isn't going to be a normal ride. Last week on the channel I introduced you to my brand new bike, the 2022 Voodoo Bizango Pro. Well, I'm back on it again today. I brought it to 417 to put it to the test on some serious flow trails. This should be fun. As you can see, it's an epically muddy day here at the bike park, so before I break out the shiny new hardtail, we got the full suspension bikes out for a few warm-up runs, just to get into the swing of things. And they went a little something like this. What an awesome morning we had. There's something epic about spending a day at a bike park that feels different to normal trail riding. After a morning of warming up, it was time to regain our composure in the cafe. More than anything, it was a chance to top up on coffee and get warm again. As you can see, today is a very muddy session. This is all part of the fun, but on a couple of runs it was getting pretty difficult to see with all the rain and mud in your eyes.
My goggles are so steamed up and covered in muck, I literally can't see a thing.
The mud also seems to be affecting my voice for some reason.
Oh, I can't see. So this is what I was trying to look out of when we came down that one. Oh yeah, I literally couldn't see anything on those corners.
But once we were filled up on caffeine, it was time to swap bikes. I wanted to do a couple of runs to see how the Bizango Pro feels on flowy bike park trails. There are a couple of nice blue runs here that I'm really keen to try. Then perhaps we'll try something a bit spicier. Bear in mind that this is only the second time I've ever ridden this bike, so I'm still in the process of setting it up properly and getting it dialed in. But it gives you a great idea of what the Bizango Pro is capable of straight out the box.
Yes, this should be awesome.
Also, in the bike check video last week, I said that this is an 11 speed. Well, actually, it's a 12 speed, so even better. I wondered why it was so good at climbing. Not that we have to worry about climbing here, because today we're using the uplift. No matter how many times you've ridden a trail, it's always exciting to hit something on a brand new bike for the first time. Getting my bike off the trailer at the top of the hill, it's fair to say that I was feeling a bit nervous, but really excited. To break myself in slowly and really get a feel for the Bizango Pro, we chose to ride Blue Raccoon, a fun blue graded flow trail that we'd ridden this morning. My original plan was to take it easy on the first run and get a good feel for the bike. Switching bikes mid-ride can be a strange feeling, especially going from a full suspension enduro bike to a hardtail. But it seemed to take no time at all for me to start to feel comfortable on the Bizango Pro.
Oh yeah, woo! Those brakes are amazing. Well, it's fast, I can tell you that much. Responsive around the corners. This is wicked.
I feel like I was absolutely flying down here. The bike is in its element on the fast flow trail. It's nimble around the corners, quick on the downhills, and a lot of fun to ride. On a trail like this, its playful nature really came out. Having a 12-speed drivetrain gave me enough gears to add in an extra crank when I felt like I needed a bit more speed. A decent set of brakes helped me feel confident when I got a bit ahead of myself.
Oh, this is great.
So all of this is confidence-inspiring stuff. At this point in the ride, it was clear that I'd abandoned my plan of taking it easy on the first ride down. I was just having too much fun. So much fun in fact, that I'd even forgotten about how dreadful the weather is and how much mud I've sprayed out the back of my shorts.
Woo! Oh yeah, that was good. That was awesome.
Heading back along the short uplift trail, I'm clearly getting the hang of this bike, and I was really excited to see how this completely new bike would handle being at a bike park. Considering that all I've done to this bike since taking it out of the box is put a dropper post on it, it goes to show how much this bike is actually capable of. Keen to explore more of its capabilities, we wasted no time heading back to the uplift to hit another trail. This next trail is a slightly harder blue, called Cheese Roller. This one is packed full of switchback berm corners and runs from the top of the park right down to the bottom. The corners at the top of the trail are tighter and slower, and they get longer and faster the further down the trail you go. There are even a couple of progressive jumps at the end of the trail, which will be fun to ride on this brand new bike. So with a little bit of everything in it, this is probably a good trail to explore on the Bizango Pro. As the speed picks up, the 29-inch wheels start to come into their own. They're typically regarded to be faster in straight lines and are good for flattening out small trail bumps.
Oh yeah.
Perfect for this type of terrain where it's been machine built with bumpy hard-packed gravel and stones. These quick succession corners felt smooth and enjoyable. The Pro is clearly making short work of the top part of the course. Having ridden my old 2018 model Voodoo Bizango at places like Old Hill Bike Park in Cornwall, I knew that this 2022 Bizango Pro, with all its upgrades, would have no problem taking on the trails at Bikepark 417. Flowing to the bottom part of the course, I knew my last challenge would be attempting the 4 jumps at the end that get longer and longer. Feeling pretty tired from riding what felt like 700 switchbacks already on this trail, my leg strength and confidence had all but deserted me. But what kind of YouTuber would I be if I didn't test ride this bike over some jumps? So this one's for you guys. Hopefully I stay in one piece. Let's see how many I can clear.
Oh, I didn't clear them.
All in all, not a bad effort.
Oh, I love a good hardtail.
It's fair to say that this bike handled the trail better than my fitness did. It's clear that this bike is a capable machine. But can I crank the difficulty of this bike test up just by one more notch? After the success of the 2 blue trails, I was really starting to get the hang of the Bizango Pro. Just before the end of the day, we caught the last uplift up to the top to try a different type of trail. We're heading for Igneous. Known for its savage rock gardens, tight turns and plenty of drops, this will be the final test for the new Bizango Pro. Having not ridden this section in the morning, I didn't know what was coming. In hindsight, I should have hit this rock garden much faster to make it easier on myself. From riding my bike this morning with 160mm of front end travel and 150mm in the rear, to riding a hardtail with 130 up front and 0 in the rear, well, I knew this was going to be an eye-opener of a trail. The surface of this one is much rougher and less forgiving than the earlier blue trails. Not to mention that it's packed with non-stop technical features to keep you on your toes. Considering that this isn't the type of trail that people tend to ride hardtails on, and given today's conditions, I am thoroughly impressed with the Bizango Pro's ability to handle everything that I'm throwing at it. If a bike can handle this type of trail, then it's going to be alright at home riding your local trail centres and off-piste lines, and I can't wait to try this bike out on both of those.
Yeah.
If the bike is like this out of the box, then imagine what I'll be able to do on it once I've added a few personal touches and really got it dialed in. When I was looking at this bike online, I wanted something that was capable enough for me to use in 90% of the places that I ride. I think today's trip to the bike park has perfectly demonstrated this bike's capabilities. What more can I say? Making it down the last run of what was an amazing day's riding, I was absolutely shattered. Both myself and the bike are happily in one piece, albeit covered head to toe in mud.
Well, that last run was awesome. This thing is so fast in the corners. Yeah, I loved every minute of that.
And there you have it. I had a great day testing out the Voodoo Bizango Pro, and I can't wait to get out riding on it again. Thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you next time.